Israel and militants trade fire as Gaza toll rises. Palestinian deaths are continuing to mount as Israel and militants in Gaza traded fresh rounds of rocket and missile fire on Saturday. At least 128 Palestinians have been killed since Israel began its operation 5 days ago, Palestinian sources say. Two nephews of Hamas ex-PM Ismail Haniyeh were among those killed on Saturday, as Gaza was hit by multiple strikes, Palestinian officials said. Israel says it has been hit by 43 rockets since Friday, suffering damage. It has vowed to press on with its campaign until rocket attacks stop. Israel says it is targeting militants and militant facilities, including the homes of senior operatives. It says dozens of terrorists are among those killed. In the latest violence, Ismail Haniyeh's nephews were among a group of 6 men killed in the Sheikh Radwan district of Gaza City. Palestinian medics said a large fire broke out in the unhumanitarian relief compound in the east of Gaza City. Israel said it was caused by Hamas rockets falling short, though this has not been confirmed. Israel hit a residential home for disabled people in Beit Lahiya, Palestinian officials said. 2 female residents were killed and 4 other people seriously injured, they said. Israel did not comment. 2 people were killed in the north of Gaza City, and 3 other people, including an Islamic Jihad activist, died when a house in Jabal refugee camp was hit. The Palestinian Health Ministry said at least 1 mosque in the central Gaza Strip was bombed, according to Hamas, which said it was the first attack of its kind since Israel began its offensive. Israel's military said the building had been used to store weapons. Israeli forces said they had destroyed several missiles launched by militants in flight. Hamas said it had fired 4 rockets at the Israeli city of Ashdod. There is no sign of both sides agreeing on a ceasefire, despite intense diplomacy of the United Nations. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Friday that his country will resist foreign pressure to halt its operations. The objective is to restore quiet to the cities of Israel, and I intend to achieve this objective, he said. Thousands of Israeli troops have massed along the border with Gaza amid warnings by Israel that it is prepared to launch a ground offensive. To the outside world, the Gaza rockets may seem ineffective, partly because many are homemade and partly because they're hopelessly overmatched by Israel's Iron Dome anti-missile defense system. But Israeli civilians judge the rockets by the intent behind them and not by their military effectiveness. They are grimly familiar with the ritual of running for shelter with their children when they hear a 15-second warning. They expect their government to put a stop to it. The problem is that there's no easy way of doing that. Even if you believe in the myth of the accuracy of modern weapons systems, you have to accept that air raids are going to kill innocent people. The Palestinian Health Ministry says in addition to those killed, at least 940 people, mainly civilians, have been injured in Israel's Operation Protective Edge since it began on Tuesday. The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said earlier that 77% of the people killed in Gaza had been civilians. Israel said on Saturday morning it had hit over 60 terror targets overnight and had carried out 1,160 strikes since the start of its offensive. It said Hamas had fired 689 rockets in the first 4 days. The rockets have caused damage and some injuries in Israel,